Hello, welcome. This is the Queen Mother Speak Show, and I am Queen Mother. Thank you for choosing for us tuning in today. My, we're on the show every Wednesday, every week, live at 5 p.m. Kenya time, 2 p.m. Ghana time, 9 a.m. New York time. Okay, so we know that America just went through a time change. So you be sure that you set your clock properly. Before it was 10 a.m. New York time, 5 p.m. Kenya time. Now it is 9 a.m. So adjust your clock, adjust your clock. Once again, this is Queen Mother Speaks. I give greetings to you and thank you for being with us for this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. We are in the beginning of our fourth season. No. We're actually in season 13. We're in episode number 6. And at this time, we do have a wonderful theme. Our theme is success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage that you garner to continue that counts. So, courage, my friend, is the secret sauce that allows you to act despite your fears. I'd like to give a shout out to Geneba and Solo Sosu, Kathy King, Rosemary Johnson, and Marilyn Lewis from Florida. Both coach Nana both coach Rakaya and Nana are expected to be in studio today. They haven't come in as of yet, and it's probably got something to do with that time change. Okay. Um, I'm glad that you're with us today, and all of our faithful fans out of Atlanta. I want to say hello to Lady Mo, Ms. Abimbola, Tina Jones, Ernestine, Marie Powell, High Priestess Seyshot, Melissa Kemp, Carmen and Michelle, and any of you. You can tune in right now to Queen Mother Speaks by clicking on Queen Mother Speaks, Facebook.com, Queen Mother Speaks. All right. All right. So right now we're gonna let you know who we have in studio today. I'm gonna bring him in right now. Okay, this is our guest for today. And give us your name, where you're from, okay, and give shout outs to your friends. And we'll come back later when you'll address the thing that's happening in this hour.
All right.
Sir?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Queen Mother. My name is Abdul Razak. I'm from Ghana, Ghana Red Cross Society National Youth President. And I would like to give a shout out to the governor of Ghana Red Cross Society, the governor and the president, lawyer Kofi Jima, and then Mr. Solomon, our Secretary General of Ghana Red Cross Society, and then my family, and then all those are doing the monitoring right now. I'm sending a shout out to you right here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you too very much. His name is Abdul. Actually, it spells a little different. On his CV, it gave me something a little different, right? But we're going to go with Abdul, and he'll come back to us. And he is with Red Cross, and he'll be talking about what Red Cross does during a disaster. He will also talk about what Red Cross is going to do with us in the Volta region. So, any of you who are tuning into the Queen Mother Speak show, I thank you for being here. Go ahead and put your comments, if you will, into the chat box. Okay. Oh, here's one comment. Let's put that one up on the board. Oh, that says good evening. Binti tuning in from Nairobi, Kenya. Okay. Tuning in from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you for that, Binti. I invite you to just go ahead right now and get relaxed. And Abdul, I'm going to ask you to move over a little bit because right now you're close to the end. Can you move over a little bit? Shift to the right or the left a little bit, the other way, the other way, the other. There you go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I'm just inviting each of you that's tuning into the show today to get relaxed and ready for this awesome show. Hit that like, comment, and share button for the Queen Mother Speak show. Again, blessing to our friends. We have Chantel, Bobby Paul, Lucy, Maurice, all tuning in from Kenya, and Tali in Israel, Haverly Prince, Reverend Virginia, Pastor Michael, Flora Giles, all tuning in from a place called Birmingham, Alabama. Well, that
Wow.
happens to be my birth state and my birth city. We're going to say to you, in different parts of the world, different things are happening, right? So now, some people are getting back to pandemic by now. It's not the same everywhere, but right now, some people are having a surge on pandemic. So we're going to just invite you to continue to wash your hands, not because the government say so, but because it's the right thing to do. Washing your
Yeah.
hands. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's the right thing to do. And again, thank you for tuning in to Queen Mother Speaks. It is a safe space for inspiration and expression. Bonga Dada Bonga, Bonga Dada Bonga. It's a new platform for women's voices. And it is right now on holiday. We expect to bring the Bonga Dada Bonga show back to you January 2024. Hello to the Honorable Margaret Toyley, Sharia, Rose Amwara, Anju, Jay Mwangi, Parita, Rose Okala, Maurice Abuyu, and Estelle. Again, tuning in from Kenya.
Wow.
All right, so, pardon? Oh, I thought you said something. Okay, so right now, we're going to talk about what is this thing that we call Queen Mother Speaks. What is it? Well, I want you to know that it is a community platform and we deal with issues that matter. Issues that matter. We are here to inform you, to educate, to ignite, to inspire, to inform. We even want you to laugh on the Queen Mother Speak show. And we always have exciting guests and we do witty dialogues with our guests. And before the show is over, we also bring you a word of inspiration every week. Okay, so that's what the Queen Mother Speak show is about. So right now we're going to get ready to go into what we call our meditation moment. And in our meditation moment, we take a moment to breathe. We're going to breathe 3 times. And then from there, we're going to read an inspirational verse for you. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for the breathing? Here's how it works. Mm? We're going to breathe in through the nose to the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You hold to the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you exhale slowly to the count of 10. So it's breathe in 6, hold 6, exhale 10. And we're going to do it 3 times. Okay. And the idea here is to get that breathing going and to feel your breath. Enjoy your breath and get with it. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Okay, we're going to do it again. Breathe in. Okay, we're going to do one more. And I'm going to ask that you breathe in deeply, that you hold it, and then you exhale with a gust. Are you ready? Let's get that breath going. All right, let's go. Breathe in. Thank you. So now If you were not able to blow out to 10, that's okay. With practice, you will, because we know that in life, things that you practice, you just get better with. All right? Okay, so now we're going to go to our affirmation for today. All right. Oh, one other thing that I want to say about this month of November. November is the month of renunciation. Renunciation is about releasing, forgiving, letting go. Yeah, that's what this month is about. This 11th month of the 12-month calendar. Okay, so now I want to do our reading to you for today. And I'm actually going to give you the same reading we had last week because a few people asked me to repeat it. So that's what we're going to do. It's called In the Beginning Was the Word. Hmm? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word gave life to the heavens and the earth. You were born out of that Word. It is indelible, it is imprinted and inscribed on your soul. Its fundamental structure carries and support you throughout your life. The word is the foundation of spiritual principles, the spiritual principles of love, peace, wisdom, wealth, happiness, and of course, grace. These spiritual principles are all inside of your spiritual DNA. These spiritual principles are all inside of your spiritual DNA. So when you forget, go back to the beginning. Go back to the fundamental structure of who you are as love. Yeah, yeah. I go back to the beginning when I'm in question. I am assured that in the beginning there was a plan and there was a purpose for my life. The word steadies and grounds me as I make certain decisions, and of course, it does the same for you. I reflect on the spiritual principles. I reflect on the spiritual imprint and the inscription of God's word, which is which is love. I make corrections and adjustments. I reset myself. I reset my life. Thank you. Renunciation in me, as me, through the Christ within. And so it is. Our scripture reading for today, and from the very beginning, thou hast laid the foundation of the earth and the heaven and the works of thy hands. That's Hebrew 1:10. Okay. Again, thank you for tuning into the Queen Mother Speaks show. We're in the month of November. The principle for the month of November is about releasing, it's about renunciation, it's about forgiveness, it's about letting go. And so we invite you to consider the things in your life that you need to think about, consider, and let go, especially as we're moving into a brand new month of December. And of course, we're at the end of the year. So look at those things. Think about what you want to release and let go of before you enter into the new year. Think about that. Thank you again for tuning in to the Queen Mother Speak show. Okay, Coach Ra was going to bring us something on the diabetes because this is Diabetes Awareness Month. However, she is not in the studio at this time, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about diabetes and how it affects people around the world. But you know, a lot of that has to do with what you eat, exercise, what you think, and literally the life that you choose for yourself when you go into your own meditations and prayer. Diabetes is rampant throughout many countries. It is very rampant in America. And we also have diabetes right here in various parts of Africa as well. But we all know that we can change the course of diabetes through what? Diet and through exercise, drinking water, drinking water, and your capacity to just go into yourself and release and let go of things. Okay? So type 2 diabetes. It was about 2 years ago that I was diagnosed here in Kenya with type 2 diabetes. And I was asking why. Why? Because I mean, I eat whatever I want to eat, like most of us do. And I didn't know that had caused a problem for myself. So when I found out that I had type 2 diabetes means you're on actually, they described it as pre diabetic. They said you're not there yet, but you're on the verge. So you need to change some things in your life so that you won't cross over there. And so I did. I immediately got a dietitian to come and prepare my meals. And what I did with the preparation of the meals is she would come and cook for me for what I think 2 weeks at a time. So we got all of these little small containers that we would put the food in the freezer. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I would have 30 of those little pouches of food marked BLD. And that's what I ate because I didn't want to be sick. All right. And after about 6.5 months of taking pre diabetic meds, but also eating healthy and like I should, the doctor at first had me on 8 different types of meds. I didn't like that. But after the 6.5 months of adjusting my diet, he took me down to 2 out of 8. So I thought that was pretty good. And I decided I wanted to stick with those 2 until I don't need them anymore, right? Just stick with them. I certainly don't want any new ones. So the way of changing your lifestyle, like eating more of what you should eat versus a lot of things you know you shouldn't eat, can make a difference. In fact, as you well know, Queen Mother just finished a 21-day detox cleanse. And for that 21-day, I basically ate raw foods, cabbage, spinach, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, anything raw that you want to eat. I ate raw. I ate a lot of, but I made a lot of different salads. And then I had, of course, fruit as well. And then I made fruit drinks. So with those 3 things, they took me through the 21 days. Now I didn't do it I really didn't do it to lose weight, but I actually did. I actually did lose weight from the 21 days. So Coach Rock can tell you about that. She even has an online class that you can get into and learn about those things. So thank you for that moment on talking about Diabetes Awareness Month. And what I have to say to you about that is at the beginning and at the end of the day, it's in your hands. How much do you love yourself? Do you love yourself to stop eating things that you should not be eating? Do you love yourself enough to decide it's 30 days in a month? I can eat sweets 4 or 5 days out of 30. I don't have to have sweets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and every day of the week. So it's up to you. It's up to you. Take it from Queen Mother. It is very much and very much so up to you. All right. Let's see. We've got a few more people who got messages in the chat box. So we just want to bring them in. Here's another one. Okay. And here's another one. Tashmia, all the way from San Francisco, California. I don't know, it must be 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning for them. Okay, well, wait a minute. It's 9 a.m. in Atlanta. So, yeah, it's 6 a.m. Thank you for tuning in to the Queen Mother Speak Show. We love you and we thank you. Who do we have here? Hi, from Ghana. Thank you for tuning in. It's a great day. It's a great day. All right. So, right now, want to bring our guest into the studio. This is Mr. Abdul, and he is with the Ghana Red Cross Society. Now, to tell you just a little bit about him, he says he's a self motivated young person. He's diligent and hardworking. He is known to have good interpersonal skills and communication skills. He conforms to the rules and regulations. He doesn't look like a fellow who conform to the rules, but he says he conforms to the rules and the regulations. He's always ready to face new challenges. He's always ready for a new task. Climate change enthusiast he is, and he is a humanitarian volunteer. Abdul, welcome. And thank you for being on the Queen Mother Speak show. Unmute, unmute.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
very
you.
good. Say hello again to the listening audience. Oh, we can't hear
And
you.
yeah,
There
the
you
rest
go.
of
There you go.
the the, the other parts of the world. My name is Razak again, just as Queen Mother rightfully introduced. I'm the National Youth President of Ghana Red Cross Society. Just like, I mean, she kept the rice in the right place, the words in the right place. Uh, yeah, before, I don't know, Queen Mother, if you will permit me, you were talking about diabetes. I just want to chip something in, with your permission, please.
Okay,
That's right. She
go
was
ahead.
talking about diabetes. I think diabetes is one of the number one. We said non-communicable diseases, which diabetes is also part of. And in the
Mhm.
Ghana Red Cross Society, I think it's one of our projects we call Agenda 3.4. I mean, we cannot do away with non-communicable diseases where this diabetes is also part of. But we try to find a way of trying to manage people so that they can do away with this. Because trust me, diabetes is one of the major, I mean, killer diseases. Like it's there, and then it kills people. You can imagine you, I mean, spending the rest of your time schooling, spending the rest of your time gathering resources, but in your 40s and your 30s, because of
Yes.
lifestyle, because of the food you eat, you have to go, untimely. It's really something that is really, I think Ghana Red Cross Society is bringing a project on board called Agenda 3.4, where we are trying to champion and we're trying to go into the communities and educate people about non-communicable diseases, of which the diabetes is all part of, how people
Mhm.
should be able to, manage their diet, how to, monitor your sugar level and know those things so that you'll be able to, manage it. So when you know this is the level at which your sugar level is, at least you can start decreasing the food that you're taking and all that. So I just feel like I have to
Yes.
add my voice to that. I think it's one of the major
Thank you
ones.
for that.
Thank you,
Thank you
Kunmala,
for
for the
that.
opportunity.
Both men and women get diabetes. And I don't
Yeah,
know what the men do to help themselves. Of course, they go to the doctor, they get medicines, but many of them are choosing to step into being the owners of their own life and just living a life that they love and loving the life they live. And
sure,
that comes with practice. And that's
sure,
why I did one of the reasons I went back to doing the 21-day cleanse, because we know that it takes 21 days to change any habit. So if
sure.
you decide you want to improve on your life, then take a 21-day challenge and do that for yourself. So
Sure.
now, tell me a little bit about. Let's see. I want to. Well, let's. I'm going to give you a little bit about his education. He went to the Nusrat Jahan College of Education, and there he got his diploma of science in education. In 2020, 2021, he was with the Yali Network Community, which is Mobilization for Action Against SDG 13. Huh? All
Yeah.
right. Now, is this the same Yali that President Obama organized across Africa? Do you know? Okay, his screen is frozen. Oh, do you know if this is the same Yali that President Obama organized throughout Africa?
Yes. 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 I'm sure
Oh,
about that.
very
Yeah.
good. Oh,
Um,
I'm
yeah.
with that program here in Kenya.
Oh wow.
I'm with the
Oh
Yali
nice.
program in
Nice.
Kenya. I served there for maybe like 3 or 4 years. I loved it. Okay, a little bit
Yeah.
more about Abdul. He's with the Ghana Red Cross Society as the National Youth President in Accra. And he's on the governing board for the National Society, and they represent youth in the country in international relations. Wow, that's impressive. Also, he's with the Ghana Education Service, where he was a teacher in one of the rural areas there in Ghana. And from there, he went to the Ghana Red Cross Society Upper Western region, and it was in the Upper Western region. I think that's like around Wa.
Yes, 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 sure. Wow, yeah.
So he did some work with the Red Cross in that area as well. And he's also been a person who's used to being on air. Okay. And
Yeah.
he has been on air, okay, with the Ghana Broadcasting Association. And there he was presenting news and he was also doing some writing. Let's see. Okay. Got another guest to come in and say hello and thank you for tuning into the Queen Mother Speak Show. We've already, okay, Tina came in from Atlanta. All right, so we're just going to keep rolling as we're rolling. So now it was for me, I'm going to say maybe Friday, Thursday, Friday last week when I heard about the floods in the Volta region. Now, the year was 2007 when I came to Ghana and was installed
Okay.
as a Queen Mother in the Volta region. And I've been doing things with and for my community and surrounding villages since that time. Since that time. Okay. So when I heard
Wow.
about flooding in the area, I immediately began to call people to see how they were doing. And of course, people were also calling me because people are in need of various things. So I said, Lord, what can I do? I know I got to do something. And the help that I personally can give could only go so far. So, Lord, how are we going to do this? Right? And it came to me that what I should do is hook up with people who know what to do.
Sure.
Sometimes I hear people say something like, if God wants me to do it. And I say, wait, 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 wait. God gave you a mind and he made you a higher being than the animals. So he expects you to use your brain to figure some things out. So I used my brain to figure out that I wanted to talk to the people who are the biggest organizations worldwide who deal with disasters. And I began reaching out for Red Cross. It took me about a week before I could get a hold of them, but I did. And I started off with Red Cross Kenya, and they eventually connected me with Red Cross Ghana. But even before we got there, I just want to make mention of a few more names of people that I've been working with. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Dave Sosa. He is with the Ghana Association here in Kenya. So
Okay.
he's been on the phone with me quite a bit, talking about how we can do this, how we should do this. We hope to have him on the show next week, as well as having maybe you back and see how far we've gotten with various things. So,
All right.
my interest in Volta, I will tell you, would be my interest for any other region in the world. When we reach out to
Okay.
help, we reach out to help. It just so happens that this time the help is touching my particular region of the world in Ghana. So tell us, Abdul, have you been to the area? Have you been to
Yes,
the area?
yes, I've
Tell
been
us
to
what's
Volta.
really happening on the ground.
Yes, I think Volta. Let me first of all start with Ghana Red Cross Society. Permission to start with Ghana Red Cross Society. Ghana Red
Oh,
Cross
oh, oh,
Society
oh,
is
oh, oh,
one.
wait, wait, wait. Abdul, you must speak a little slower because you have international visitors tuned in and they're not used to hearing that African tongue. So when they don't
Thank
used
you.
to the African tongue, they don't understand. So I'm going to ask if you would speak just a little slower so they can get what you're saying. Otherwise, I'll ask you to repeat.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Queen Mother. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, giving me this opportunity to, talk on this space. I mean, I'm so grateful to have people coming from all walks of, life and all different countries coming on board to listen to what Red Cross do and what's happened in Volta region and what we are doing as Red Cross Society and what is needed to be done in Volta region. First of all, I'll start with Ghana Red Cross Society. Ghana Red Cross Society is one of the largest, I mean, it's the largest humanitarian service providers in Ghana. That is into humanitarian services. And our main motive is to alleviate human suffering providing dignity to mankind. What we do is we are solely based on, and then we all know how Ghana, Red Cross Society, Red Cross and Red Christian Society came into being because of Henry Dunant.
Mhm.
We all know he was a businessman. He has nothing to do with health and all that. But he was just passing by, and then there was this battle. Two people were fighting, and then some people were left unattended to. Some of the troops, they were left unattended to. They were suffering. So he quickly called for people to come and volunteer and help. And then this brief history is just to tell us that Red Cross Society is all about helping people, volunteering your time, your resources, and all that to help people that are in need. So that is basically what Red Cross is all about. Now let's come to Volta region. In Volta region, there was this flag. Red Cross Society, what we do is that we help during disasters, when disaster occurs and all those things, pandemics and all that. That's the time we step in to help. And then in Volta region, just quite recently, we had this flood, and that happens. That happens to affect about, uh, I would say, 50,000 people were being displaced by this flooding. Uh, that's approximately, the figure is approximately, so it could be more than that, that they were being displaced. It happens. That's the spillage of Akosombo Dam. It happens, and then these 50,000 people were being displaced. They have their houses. I think if we were allowed to share the pictures, you could see how devastating this was to the people of Volta region. These people lost their homes, they lost food and all that. They don't have place to sleep in and all that. About 50,000 plus. Imagine how it is. They were left stranded, not knowing what to do. So Ghana Red Cross Society, as a humanitarian service provider, we step in. When it happens like this, you have to mobilize some funds and step inside to see
Okay.
what you can do to alleviate the suffering of them. So we stepped inside, and then what we did was we provided 50 shelter kits and then 15 family tents to the people of Volta region. And then each of these family tents and a shelter kit can take about 6 people. It can house about 6 people. And so if you
Mhm.
multiply that, we targeted about, that is 390 people were targeted. And we said about 50,000 people were displaced. So you can imagine that the number of people that are still there needing help is still enormous. We do not even track, like we do not get to the half the number of people that were being displaced and all that.
Uh-huh.
So uh, 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 we are calling on the general public. We are calling on people that are to come on board to help us solve this the canker that is happening. Because Red Cross we used to handle issues that relate with war and all other things. But now this the war that is there is minimal. Now it's disasters. People are suffering, and the
Mhm.
suffering is even much more than war that used to happen. People are being displaced. We have children, they are no more
Yeah.
going to school now because they don't have uniforms. They don't have food. Some people are sick. They need drugs and all that. And in Ghana Red Cross Society, even though we step in and we are helping, but we don't have that, resources to help them all. So we are calling on the people to help, in this humanitarian cause, to help alleviate the suffering, help alleviate these people. Like you said, we are targeting, and we are having a lot of people that are coming on board. Quite recently, we have the Stanbic Bank that donates clothing. They donated clothing to us for us to help in this case. So we've
Okay.
distributed. But like I said, we have about 90,000, 50,000 plus people that have been affected, and then we need more hands to come on board. They lost their houses. They're still there.
Let's
Some of
talk
them are
about
sleeping
that
in
for a
open
moment.
places.
Let's
Okay.
talk about that for a moment. People coming on
Okay.
board. See,
All right.
we see Red Cross as the agency for disaster, no matter where it is in the world. But what
Okay.
people don't know is the workings of Red Cross and how do you get to be, right, that help for
Yeah.
people globally around the world. It comes because people volunteer, like
Yeah.
Abdul,
Yeah.
like Queen Mother. And
Sure.
so I'm reaching out to you today to make an appeal. For those of you who live in the Volta region, I know you've just undergone such devastation. But if you can find it within you to do something versus sitting around doing nothing and being upset, volunteer. Why? It's needed, it's wanted, it's desired. So when I saw people's houses on the water, like all I could see was the roof of the house, it was like, oh my God. And then I did an exercise with myself where I just closed my eyes and tried to imagine what it would be like. I couldn't even go there. I couldn't go there very far. But I will say, I used to say that I had a flood. I can't say that anymore because in Ghana, the Volta region, we had a real flood. I remember one day I had gone out walking. I came home. It was raining. I like walking in the rain. So I had come home and I still had on my raincoat. And I was just standing in the doorway, just enjoying the rain, when all of a sudden the water from outside started coming closer to me. And before I knew
Yeah,
anything, it had crossed the threshold of my door and it was
yeah,
in my living room. I had rugs on the floor. I had magazines on the floor. I ran and I started trying to move stuff, but sure enough, it actually did come in. And and I think I wrote a poem about how to be on a flood and not drown. But now that the Volta region is having a real flood, I I can't even use those. Mine was no, I mean the water barely covered my feet. Here we have people up to their neck or up to their waist, up to their knees. So going back to why is the Red Cross so strong? The Red Cross is strong because it has volunteers. So the thing that we can ask of you and for you is to volunteer. Can you tell us how they can do that? Uh-oh. Wait. Our guest. Oh,
can you
there he
hear me?
is. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear
So
you very well. Can you tell
yeah,
us how does a person volunteer with the Red Cross no matter where they are?
yes, you can volunteer with the Red Cross no matter where you are from. You can volunteer with your resources. Whatever you have, whether it's you have shoes, you have clothes, or you have money, you can donate because Red Cross is based on donations. We get donations from people, and that is what we use to do our work as well. And if you are close by to, you can help maybe by yourself volunteering in the community, like people that are in Volta region right now. They are listening to me. Red Cross. We have offices in all the regions. And wherever you are, you have Red Cross there because we have Red Cross in all the countries in the world. And you can
Okay.
reach to Red Cross through, just like you reach out to me through Kenya Red Cross. So you can reach to a country Red Cross through another Red Cross that is in the country where you are. And then what I'm saying is that you can volunteer with us if you're in Ghana by registering with us. And then you'll be known as a volunteer so that you'll be helping when issues like this pop up. And also, those that are not closer but want to help, we'll be sharing a link, and that we will use the link. That's what we use. If you have resources to help us, you know, you can put it through that link so that we receive it and use it to help these people. I mean, you were talking about the experience where these people are facing in Volta region. And trust me, you should be there to see their faces. People that are there, they have nowhere to go. That is their
Mm,
homes. That is where they live. You can see children, they look on their faces, especially when they see you wearing jacket. Red Cross is here. They'll be looking into your face because they want you to help them. You are known to be a humanitarian service provider. But when you're looking within yourself, you need the resources to be able to work with things like this, and that you
yes.
don't need. So that we are counting on people that are listening to us and understanding the pain that these people are going through, the suffering that the people of Volta region are facing now. In fact, in Ghana, it's not only Volta region. We have a lot of places that this flooding has occurred. So you can imagine how the limited resources you have, how you are going to distribute it among this that is happening in different places.
Ooh, ooh,
So we are really counting much on the donor support. If you are listening to her right now, or if you are seeing this, we represent the people that are in Volta region who some of they are stranded. They don't have food. They don't have medicines. They don't have clothing. People are not going to school. They have children. They are not going to school. They don't know what to
yes.
eat because their food has been spoiled. They have no
Yeah.
shoes. So
Mm.
we have to mobilize resources and make this happen. So how you can volunteer with us is through your resources. We'll be putting the link on through Queen Mother, and then you can get in touch with that and then volunteer with us through your resources so that together we can alleviate this suffering. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And as he is stating, he's making the clarion call and he's asking you and you and you and you and you and even you to volunteer your time wherever you are in the world. And for the Volta region, Queen Mother is making a clarion call. And my call is to ask you to donate money so that the Red Cross can buy the things that people need, whether it's blankets, shoes, clothing, okay, medications,
Yeah.
whatever it may be. but those things require money. So I'm going to ask you if you would be big enough to donate something for the cause, and we'll take another day or two to work out the information to share with you for donating. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. But and thank you for that. So now that you've heard that we want you, we need you, and God bless you for choosing to take it on. I want to go into another area, if I may, Abdul, and I want to talk about when you talk about disaster. What are some of
Sure.
the areas that Red Cross? See, I only know what I know, and we know disaster happens in the world. But what are some of the things you've witnessed? How many years have you been with Red Cross now?
I've actually been volunteering with Red Cross for since when I was in basic school. That's 14 years. So I'm 26 years now. So
Okay.
it's been 12 years volunteering with Ghana Red Cross Society.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us what some of the things you've experienced outside of a flood where Red Cross has stepped in and helped the people. I know I got another project that I work on. We'll talk about that in a moment, but I wanted you to
Okay.
tell me what are some of the other things that you've done, disasters that you've worked on with Red Cross in Ghana.
Right. Thank you very much. We have a couple of disasters that we work on with Ghana Red Cross Society. When we are talking about disasters, we are talking about what happens that affects people, their properties, and that has to do with the geographical locations we are. So we are talking about drought here, drought. We have the northern part of Ghana. We have from now going, I think it stopped raining in raining in the northern part of Ghana right now. It stopped, rains have stopped. And then you could go to certain places where how to even get water to drink becomes an issue. There's no water, the whole place is drought. So we consider that as a disaster, and then we have to, step inside and find a way for these people who don't have these waters and all that. That is one of the things that I have experienced. Where we start digging boreholes, we start digging, getting them water to drink and all these things, and to even feed their livestock and all that. That is one aspect of it. And the other aspect has to do with bush burning. Bush
With what?
burning.
You
That has to do
training?
with sometimes bush. Can you hear me? Bush burning.
Okay, okay, I
Yeah, that
got
has to do with some farmers. Sometimes they'll farm, and then the people will set fire on their crops and all that,
it. Hmm.
and the whole place will get burnt because of the dry season. Up north,
Mm.
you have a good number of some farms sometimes got burnt out, and they lose a lot of crops. They lose their, these people, they have nothing to do. They are just into farming, and then doing. You can imagine someone who has saved a peasant farmer who has nothing doing, who managed to save like maybe let's say $50 to invest into farming, and before you realize, fire will just burn everything off. The person won't get anything. Imagine what the person is going to be eating
Hmm.
for that year. How about feeding the family and all that? So,
Mm.
those things, we regard to those things all as disasters, and that we have to step in as Ghana Red Cross Society to help them with issues regarding that aspect. And then, not only that, we also help in pandemics. Sometimes when you have this outbreak,
Mhm.
like Marburg, for instance, or COVID-19 and coronavirus and the likes. We step in that aspect too
Mhm.
as well, and try to solicit funds and then help people as well. So those are some of the areas that not only that as well, not only disasters, we do a lot of things. Humanitarian services, it cut across, it's a lot. So we do a lot of work regarding to disasters and other aspects as well. So uh, anything that just has to do with humanitarian service, we are available and we do it. Hello, Queen. Yes. So
Wow.
like we were saying, are you there, Queen?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes, I needed to
Yes.
plug my phone in so that I
Yeah,
can
that's fine.
continue to
That's
take
fine.
these calls. So
Yeah. So
I don't know what people think of when they think about Red Cross, but I never knew that you had all those different areas.
yeah.
I just only think of Red Cross for helping people in disasters, not knowing that you do even more. Do you
Yes.
ever do they ever need job? You ever have job openings?
Do we have? Can you come again?
Do you ever have job openings? Because sometimes people are looking for work. Do you
Uh,
off and on have job openings?
yes, the issue is that, let me say yes and no, because Red Cross Society is a voluntary service. And then the work we do, you are not always, when we talk about voluntary service, we are talking about someone who is committing your time and your resources to work for, an
Okay.
organization or an entity without, expecting anything in return. So talking
Mhm.
about job openings, we have only a few staff that are paid. Myself, I'm not paid, for instance, but I volunteer my time and all that to work with Red Cross Society.
Mhm.
We have few people that are there that are being paid. I'm not paid. So with that, we have people that are committed. So such an organization, you only open to people you think that are having that volunteer spirit. People that even when they are not giving anything, still you'll be having that intrinsic motivation in you to still work for people that are in need, because we have limited resources available to reach out to people that are in need. And how are we going to use these resources to be paying people and all that? So we
Oh
have
yeah.
job openings, but it's not for how am I going to say your monetary how am I going to say monetary this thing is not assured. When you are coming
Uh-huh.
to join Red Cross Society, you are coming to volunteer with us. Even though we have some few people that are into the core work that we do pay them, but what we pay them is just peanut, it's stipends, it's nothing. So when you are joining Red Cross Society, you are just going to volunteer your time and all that to help people. So yes, of course, we do have job openings, but it
Okay.
ties to code. Yeah.
Okay. Very well. Oh, very well. So you mentioned something that's very important, and that is what is a volunteer? The spirit of a volunteer. Not everybody have that spirit. They really don't. And it's a way of being. And for those who have it, like yourself, myself, and others, it's a great thing because it's like you just realize that in life, some things will work in your favor, some things will not. But for the most part, if you're living the kind of life that you should, if you're respecting your fellow man, and things of that nature, life can work for you. But every now and then, you can get joy out of volunteering. A lot of us meaning men and women around the globe, go to churches and synagogues and mosques. That's a way of serving. It is a volunteer service and is so much a part of you until you don't even think of it as if you're volunteering. You feel like it's what you're supposed to do, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
you feel like something
Sure.
you're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
we're just seeing more disasters in the world. We've seen tsunamis. Okay, we've just seen a lot of things happen with water, but in the Volta region, even though there was flooding, there was rain, hard rainfall. What else happened with that dam? Did you get the bottom line on what happened with that dam, the Volta Dam?
Actually, the dam. This is what happens, and then people are always pre-noticed because sometimes when the rain patterns goes up, sometimes the dam will get full and will be split. So it's something that occurs more often. But the volume at which it occurs is something that sometimes when people are informed about it, that is going to occur because the people always be pre-informed about it. This is what's going to happen. But imagine you have a place staying. I'm still getting back to the Volta Reading case, the people that are suffering. You have only one house you are living in. You don't have anybody anywhere. That's where you are staying in. And they keep telling you that there's going to be, this thing that is going to happen. There's going to be the spillage of Akasombo Dam. So if you can relocate, some people don't have anywhere to go. Where will they go to? That's their houses and all that. So, so for the dam issue, it happens. I think it happens almost every time. People are always, okay. But here in the case, we have people that are there, they don't have anywhere to go. That is what they've known. They've used their, a lifetime investment to come out with a building. That's where they are staying with their children and all that. So even when you notify them that this is what's going to happen, they sometimes don't have a place to go and they still stay with that. So actually, that is what happened because people were notified already that they're going to be the spillage of Akosombo Dam. But sometimes
Oh,
the
they were.
communication is the issue.
They were notified.
Yeah, some people will not do that. But now here's the case. Here is the case. Because the communication that is done sometimes is done through television stations.
Mhm.
And then this household that we are talking about, we are referring to people that are I mean less privileged. Some of them don't have TVs at their various homes. Some don't even have
Hmm.
radio station. They don't even listen to radio. Some are farmers. They're in the farm. So
Okay.
maybe the time you were
Uh-huh.
notifying them that there's going to be flooding occurred, there are a lot of people. You can even some of them do not even hear it because they don't have time to really
Mm.
monitor. Some of them don't have televisions, but you communicated
Do
through
you think
televisions.
that some of those people were like the people during the time of Noah and the ark? You know, Noah gave a warning, right?
Yeah,
But people
yeah,
didn't really
sure.
pay him attention. In fact, they thought he was an old man, crazy and out of his mind until one day the rains started.
Yes, I
They
mean we
didn't
can talk
believe it.
about yes, but I don't think we have to relate it to that entirely. Just like I was saying earlier, it's
Uh,
not that they heard and they ignored. It is that maybe how it was communicated did not get to the
to them.
people. Because just like I was
Now they
mentioning
get the
earlier, these
messages.
people are saying there they don't have TV station, they don't have TV set, they don't have television set. Some of them don't even have
Hmm.
radio
Hmm.
because these people are there, they are busy working and all that. They don't listen to this, and then maybe they wasn't informed about it. It was communicated all right, but it did not get to them. It did not get to the people that were communicated to. And the other aspect is like this. Maybe it came at a point where it was a short notice. Because if I was informed that tomorrow you have to
Wait,
move
wait.
out
The
of
third
here,
aspect was wait. I didn't get the beginning of what the third aspect is. You
yeah.
said the third aspect is
Hello, can you hear me?
yes. You said the third aspect, and I was trying to hear it.
Yes, and I said the third aspect goes like this: the communication, how people. I said people. Some people don't have television set and all these people, and then how it was communicated maybe did not get to them. Maybe they did not use the community centers and all that to communicate to them. And then assuming you were given a short notice, you were given a short notice to move, maybe tomorrow, and you don't have anywhere to go. Even by the time you started preparing, the flood is already there. So I think we if we link it to Noah in the Ark issue, we may be unfair to these people that this thing happens to because right now we shouldn't be discussing whether it's a negligence of them and all that because the thing is and then we can't entirely link it up to the Noah and hello because with Noah's issue the people were communicated to. So that's why I don't want us to link it up to that because we're blaming them entirely. Meanwhile, they're in they're suffering and then we have to help them. So and then like I said earlier, there's a possibility that they do not hear the information because maybe the right channel of communication wasn't used. They do not hear. These people are busy people, trust me. So most of them are farmers, most of them are traders, and they are working
Hmm.
entirely, and they don't have time to listen to this, radio
I
or
understand.
TV.
I
They don't.
understand.
So they do not get the information. So it is just a disaster. It has occurred, and then we have to start looking at ways of helping them. And people are suffering. If you go there, trust me, if you're in the scene, that is where you notice that people are really suffering because some people
Hmm.
are sleeping outside. They don't have blankets. We need blankets. We need we provided tents, but it's not enough. Imagine we have 50,000 people that have been affected, and then more
Hmm.
than 50,000, and we are only able to provide help to only 390 people. You see, so we don't
Hmm.
even get to half of it. So
Okay.
for now, well, let's talk about how to help them in this situation. And when it's done, maybe
Okay.
we can try to find an alternative solution as to how to help the people, maybe when they are building so that they could build, outside the outskirts of where that this
Hmm.
flooding okay. But trust me, when you take a look at this locations where it happens, it's not as if the place is always, the place where that is prone to flooding and all that. It is not like that because this is a spillage of a dam. So
Uh-huh.
when it's like that, it's not as if they're building a lowland area, but it's a dam that has been so it have to move it even
Hmm.
into highland areas and all that. So a
Hmm.
lot of people are affected. A lot of people are suffering. So we are seeking for support and all that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to be first off. A flood is no lightweight situation. So it's not like this is something that's going to go away in the next week or the next month. So Queen Mother Speaks will be covering what's going on in the Volta region for a while. And I'm going to be calling on you very heavily to help make something happen. When you think about the fact that people been put out of their house, not because they didn't pay their rent, not because they didn't pay their mortgage, but because there was a natural disaster. And when your house is underwater, everything is destroyed. All those clothing, those special photos, your marriage photos, your marriage dress. Oh my God. Everything gone. So where does that leave a person in their mind? I don't really know. But I'm hoping that through the churches and other organizations in the Volta region, that will begin to reach out to the people and give them some moral support, even as Red Cross and Queen Mother and others are looking to do the support of blankets and shoes and food and meds and things of that nature. Again, I want to thank you for tuning into the Queen Mother Speak Show every Wednesday, every week, live, 5 p.m. Kenya time, 3 p.m. Ghana time, 9 a.m. New York time. Okay. And I use those three because I know we've got listeners tuning in basically from those areas. And I need to put in the South Africa time because the South Africans saying, Queen Mother, you don't say what time it is for us. So I've got to do a little more. Just a few announcements. And that is, as an American voter living abroad, there's a lot of trumped up politics going on. So Queen Mother want to invite you and ask you to please get yourself registered in time to vote in your state and in your city. We need it. And the way you can do that is you can go to www.democratsabroad.org. www.democratsabroad.org. That's how you can learn more about what's going on and make sure you get, and we'll help you get registered if you're not registered. Different states have different rules. We're here to help. Again, www.democratsabroad.org. I also want to invite you to, especially those of you here in Kenya, to check out Lucille's Kitchen. Sweet potato pie and other mouth-watering treats. Call 0732 567 327. Now, you've heard me say mouth-watering sweets and sweet potato pie. Yes, you can get sweet potato pie in Kenya, and you do it through Lucille's Kitchen, 0732-567-327. Also, we're going to invite Miss Vanita to come back on the Queen Mother Speak show. You know, Vanita is a woman who last December retired and decided to do what she's always dreamed of doing. And her dream was coming to Africa. So she decided to tour Africa for a whole year. And right now she's been visiting various countries. One of the countries she visited was Kenya. And that's how I got a chance to meet her. We're going to have her come back on the show to talk about the other. She had 12 different countries, one country per month. So we're going to invite her back to see where has she been and what has she been doing since she was in Ghana. Once again, Queen Mother Speaks is every Wednesday, every week, live at 5 p.m. Kenya time, 3 p.m. Ghana time, okay, at 9 a.m. New York time. All right, I think we've about, okay, we just got a few minutes in there. And let me just say a few more things that when I first heard about what was going on in the Volta region, of course, I have family in the Volta region. And thank you from the Volta region for those of you who are tuning in and those of you who are listening.
Question. Hello, Queen. I think I can hear you. Hello, Queen. Hello. Hello, Queen. If you can hear me, kindly notify me. Let me know. Is a problem from my end or is from Queen's end? So please, if you are listening, just kindly give a notice. Let me know whether it's my network or it's from Queen's side. Hello? Hello? Right. Please, if you can hear me, kindly notify me. Let me know whether you can hear me. Is a problem from my side or is from Queen's end?